My name is Takesha. I'm a single mother of 6 children, and I was born and raised in Waukegan. Growing up, I dealt with a lot of self-esteem issues. I have 2 brothers, one older and one younger, and I have 2 amazing parents. But sometimes I felt being in the middle between 2 brothers that excelled at sports and academically, I felt a struggle to try and measure up. So as I got older, I began to make decisions, being in relationships with people that I knew I didn't have any place being in those relationships with them. I ended up marrying someone at the age of 23 after knowing him for only a month, and that was probably the worst decision I could have ever made. When I moved in with him, my life completely turned around. I was no longer allowed to have any contact with my family unless it was to beg for money. I was no longer allowed to have contact with any of my friends. I couldn't go to work. I barely could go outside. I grabbed a Paula Deen cookbook, and I didn't start at page 1. I just opened it up. In the first sentence I read, she says, "I decided enough was enough, and I was taking my life back." And in that moment, I knew that that was God talking to me. The Lord brought it back to my remembrance. It's time for you to write your book. And so just by happenstance, he had everything organized. I met my publisher and I began writing my book, and the entire process took about 6 months. I wrote this book so that it can encourage others, to help build someone's faith. No matter what situation you're going through, nothing is impossible for God.